matchup, certainly.
Anytime you're in conference play, every matchup, every game is exciting. And, both teams right now, it's early on in the season, and you want to make sure you start conference the right way.
UNT certainly can say they've started the conference play in the right way. 8-2 so far on the season. Second place on their side of the divisions. Whilst Tulsa really seemed to figure it out once conference play started. A rough start to the season, but now 6-game unbeaten streak for the Golden Hurricane.
It was a rough start, and for Coach Ryan, he said they were very frustrated with how their year started. A lot of their losses were self-inflicted, he said, and what can you expect when you do have a lot of freshmen that are in your lineup? It takes time to get acclimated to the college level of play, and right now they're in their stride at the right time.
Hitting their stride and getting prepared for what Coach Ryan said might be the toughest challenge of the season. Summer Brown can't get to that cross from Starrett, and that'll go out of play for a goal kick.
A really good cross there by Starrett, and we're going to be seeing that all game. Starrett has a really good ability to take the ball down line and get those crosses into their up top.
So Jim Ryan mentioning that this might be the toughest challenge so far this season for this Tulsa side, looking to extend that unbeaten streak to 7. But always tough to do on the friendly confines of UNT Soccer Complex. Coach Hedlund always prides himself on protecting home turf. Currently undefeated here at home are UNT. And he's mentioned that his best teams that win titles, those are the ones that protect home. Summer Brown switches play over to Maddie Starrett, the experienced fullback. She looks up to Avery Barron, the box-to-box midfielder, and sends it wide now for Sarah Peyton Webb, who you mentioned earlier, Laura, jumps into this lineup with the start at left back.
And there you see that long ball. She sent into the box as it bounces around. A dangerous play there for North Texas.
Peyton Webb fighting for possession, fighting with Aguirre. Tries to find Barron, but a turnover, and Tulsa can look the other way. Roebuck makes the play. Out wide again for Peyton Webb, the freshman getting in the action early. Cross into the box. Cleared out by the Golden Hurricane. Roebuck again. Leaves it for Wesco. A little bit of a miscommunication, and that'll lead to a turnover. Tulsa coming the other way. Sims Smith feeds it forward, but that has too much power on it, and that'll reset things.
Not a good look there for, I think it was Tokarczuk there, trying to send that long ball. When we talked to Coach Ryan, he said his key to this game is try to keep possession, because the longer they have possession, that means the longer that North Texas doesn't have the ball. So that's going to be key there for the Golden Hurricane, to try to get their heads up and connect those passes to keep possession.
Wesco trying to get possession. Bounces off a few heads. Knocked out. And the Hurricane trying to come the other way, but Roebuck is there. She's been so effective at that 6th position.
Right now, the pressure of the mean green has been a lot for the Golden Hurricane to handle.
Cross into the box, off ahead, and finally cleared out by Fernandez. Play made by Mia Merritt. Avery Barron now in the midfield, and now UNT can slow things down. But not for long. As the back and forth play continues for these sides. Finally setting up for a throw-in for UNT. North Texas not rocking their patented mean green tonight. Rocking pink for breast cancer awareness, if you haven't noticed. As that falls out of play, and we'll set up a throw-in for Tulsa. Maddie Williams to take this. Finds Tokarczuk. Fed forward for Simmons, the freshman phenom. Now finds Frederick. And finally a takeaway by Starrett. Back to Ogden. A long punt into the midfield. Over the head of Flannery. Tokarczuk is there. Flannery again has it. Looks up. Feeds for Summer Brown. A fight for possession with Aguirre. She contains it, cuts inside now. Takeaway by Aguirre.
A good job there by Aguirre, because she is a person right now who's playing a little out of position. She usually was in their midfield, but because of the players that they had come in this year, there's a couple people having to play out of position, and so this is a new position there for Aguirre. And she's got a tough matchup there with Summer Brown, trying to get acclimated to playing right there at outside right back.
Summer Brown obviously been so effective for this UNT side. 7 goals so far this season. Puts her at second in the conference rankings.
She has shown no signs of a sophomore slump. Was on the all-freshman team last year for the conference, and this year has just been a leader, not only for her team, but across the conference altogether.
Simmons now in the box. Strong play made from the back line. Williams trying to keep possession, but a strong tackle by Roebuck. Tulsa still has it. Fernandez in control. Up to Tokarczyk, now to Simmons again. The handoff, the shot off the keeper and in! A beautiful finish from the Golden Hurricane, and they take the early lead.
A tough pill to swallow for the Mean Green, because they really were dominating so far in this game, but obviously an ideal start for the Tulsa Hurricane. And you could hear Coach Ryan from the sideline saying, keep it, pass it, and they did great combination plays to let Fernandez get a rip on it. Unfortunately, just too high for Ogden as it bounces off the crossbar onto her back and rolls in for a 1-0 lead for Tulsa.
Kayla Fernandez, the senior, one of the 3 Fernandezes on this team, with a fantastic finish. Ogden with the great effort, but Fernandez shows the leadership she has for this side.
There really was nothing Ogden could do on that, and she gave it a good, valiant effort, but Fernandez just did such a great job getting her head up and pointing out that upper right corner to get the shot off.
So just like that, Tulsa the early lead, and North Texas facing their first adversity in quite some time.
Yeah, we don't typically see North Texas down. I think last time we saw that was against Texas Tech when they had that big 6-1 loss, and that was very unusual for the Mean Green. So this would be a good test, though, as far as how do you face controversy when you're in games where it's not going exactly how you want it to go. This is definitely an opportunity for the Mean Green to grow.
If you're Tulsa, this has to be a dream start for you here, and what is going to be a huge challenge.
Absolutely. This is exactly what Coach Ryan wanted to see. He didn't think they might get a lot of opportunities, but he knew when those offensive chances happened, they needed to capitalize.
So now how does North Texas adjust here?
I think they just stick to the game plan. You know, they are down 1-0. It's unusual, but to panic at this time would be way too soon. Still a lot of game left to play, and they just need to keep doing what they do because it obviously works. They like to send that long ball to their forwards and use their speed to run onto the ball, and I would just keep that going.
Summer Brown now leaves it for Peyton Webb. Cross to the top of the box. But Lily Fernandez is there. Back for Wesco. Lily Fernandez again. Lily Fernandez, an individual so versatile. Key tackle from Mia Merritt.
A good stop there by Merritt because Frederick was open out wide. And Tulsa almost got that pass off had Merritt not stepped up and applied some pressure.
Play now on the far side for Tulsa. Frederick cutting inside now. Quality defense from Starrett and a double team coming from Merritt, and now UNT can come the other way. Both these sides playing very different styles of play coming into this one. Frederick leaves it for Fernandez, crossing the box just over the head of Simmons and out of play.
Not a bad look there for Tulsa. Fernandez getting her head up, and she did see Simmons there into the box. That freshman, as we've seen, already has 3 goals on the year. And so she's the person you really want to try to pinpoint in the box to get those services on the end of.
I'll set up a goal kick for Maddie Ogden. Recently named the AAC Goalkeeper of the Week after her incredible performance last week. Scored the unprecedented goalie goal in their last game, a 2-0 win on the road at UTSA.
I have to say, I didn't get a chance to watch it live, but later that night, you know, you do what you do. You scroll through social media, and guess who popped up on my timeline? Maddie Ogden, and she made national headlines with that goal. She was on the NCAA social media pages and also the ESPN women's social media pages with that goal. It was incredible.
You rarely see an effort like that from a keeper as this cross is sent to the box, bounces around. Save made by Tatum. Take another look at that goal from quite literally half field at the final seconds of their last match off the set piece. Just an incredible effort.
This was the goal that gave them a 2-0 lead right before halftime, and that ended up being exactly what they needed in order to finish out the game. And like I said, it made national headlines, and it was something that Coach Hedlund said that they do practice, and one of the reasons they even recruited her to North Texas from Colorado State. On film, they saw how strong of a leg that she has, and so they knew they could definitely capitalize on that, and she certainly did with getting a goal of her own as a keeper.
Maddie Ogden talked about it after the incredible moment. Said, just like you said, she practices that all the time, but she even mentioned that the week prior against Rice, she had an assist in that game, and she wanted to, you know, step it up as one does.
It's pretty awesome to see a goalkeeper have offensive statistics, not something that you usually see.
UNT might need that effort if they're looking to get back into this one. Flannery now on the wing. A cut back, trying to get around Williams, but cannot. And a foul on the effort from Flannery to try and break through.
Flannery lately has really been a spark for the offense, and we're seeing her get more and more time as the season goes on because she's proven to be an offensive leader, had 2 goals in the Rice game, and I love her tenacity. I love watching her on the field because she is a forward who's not shy of defending, and she's aggressive.
We mentioned the depth for this North Texas side on the offensive attack. With that said, the goals are spread out. That brace against Rice was the only brace we've seen from UNT so far this season. Flannery with a long effort, takes a deflection. Wesco cuts to her right foot, takes a shot, finds the left corner of the net, and just like that, it's 1-1 here in Denton, Texas.
The crowd is certainly enjoying that one as you hear the horns and the cheers. Wesco doing a great job with the touch and easily slots it low to the left corner. Just shows the maturity that she has not to rush it. She made sure that she had herself set up in order to get a good shot off, and we have a tied ball game now, 1-1.
What a response from this North Texas side. Wesco with her 5th of the season, the Oklahoma transfer. Coach Hedlund said it really took her getting comfortable with this UNT side. Her best friend, Summer Brown, has 7 goals so far this season, and the 2 have been lethal.
Both of them are lethal, and even with Kat Burnell, the 3 of them, that's why they're such a good combo when they're all 3 on the field, because they actually used to play on the same club team. And so they brought that chemistry that they had at the club level, and it's certainly been paying off here in college.
So just like that, only 12 minutes into this one, but plenty of action so far. And, you know, I put my money on there's going to be more.
You can definitely feel there's going to be more goals to come. Both teams looking pretty comfortable in their attack and their approaches into this game.
Sheely now, the center attacking mid. Out to Flannery. Cross into the box, looking for Brown. She gets to it, but takes a deflection. Fernandez clears it out.
Really good cross there by Flannery. She had Summer Brown pinpointed there on that back post.
Frederick now using her pace. Gets around one defender, but Maddie Starrett makes the final play for North Texas.
A good effort there by Frederick. I think she just eventually ran out of steam and really didn't have many options, and one bad touch, Starrett was able to capitalize and get it the other way.
Maddie Williams now on the near side, finds Simmons. Freshman with 3 goals so far this season for Tulsa. Looking to add to her score sheet. That pass takes a deflection off. Summer Brown now cutting inside. Gets around one defender. Out to Flannery. Crossing the box. Looking for Wesco, but it goes off the head of Sheely and to the keeper.
UNT doing a good job of getting those crosses off and just applying the pressure in the box to see if they can get a finish or a deflection or anything to get the ball on target and get another goal.
Tokarczyk up to Frederick, leaves it back 1-2. Tokarczyk one move, takes a shot off a deflection and out of play for a corner kick.
Tulsa doing a good job leaning into their game plan by trying to keep possession. A really good give and go there for Tokarczyk to get the shot off. Drives it low, exactly what you'd want to do. And while it didn't make it to goal, it was a deflection, and it gives them a corner kick, another offensive opportunity.
Tokarczyk once again, the senior, to take this in-swinging cross off the corner. Sends it in into the middle of the box. Ogden's there, clears it out with a punch. Simmons now. Tokarczyk lofts this one up to the top of the box. Sheely clears it out. And that ball is long of any intended target, out of play, and that'll be a North Texas throw-in.
Some good chances there by Tulsa, but their services on those last 2 balls just were not ideal to get something into the box.
Roebuck tries to find Sheely, but it's taken away. Fernandez finds Diaz. Cuts to her right, back to Fernandez. Quick 1-2, but defensive play there by Barron. Tulsa keeps it. Leah Diaz, the freshman. Finds Kayla Fernandez, the goal scorer in this one. She gives it another effort, but Ogden is there this time.
Good job by Tulsa. Again, just keeping possession. They're not getting too rattled by UNT being able to come back and tie it up. They're doing a good job of just staying calm, sticking to their game plan, and keep the ball, get those 1-2 passes off, and try to get some offensive opportunities going.
Kayla Fernandez, not afraid from outside the box.
No, and this is what you want. You have to be a player who's willing to shoot the ball when you have that opportunity, whether you're in the box, a long-range shot. Ogden's a keeper. She's going to make it hard to get the ball past her, so you have to try to test her any way that you can.
This looks like the perfect ball. Fed forward. Ogden makes a play on it. Frederick is taken down. No call. And that's a clean defensive stop from Ogden. And that'll be a stoppage in play.
That was a good choice there by Ogden to come out, because Frederick is a player you don't want on the breakaway with her speed. Ogden doing a good job getting the stop. Definitely put her body into that one. And so it's a tough call to know if it's a foul, which way it's going to go here with this one.
So we take a little bit of time here after that one. You can hear Coach Ryan on the sideline acknowledging the great decision on that. Actually, Headland acknowledging the great decision to come out of net.
Yeah, you could hear Coach Headland, and I think their goalkeeper coach cheering Ogden on, saying she made a good choice there by coming out.
So now we take a look at Coach Ryan. This is his first season at head coach without the interim tag. 3rd year as the head coach of the program. 16th in the program. And certainly he's seen some good signs from his side lately.
Yeah, he's a guy who's had a lot of titles with Tulsa within 16 years, but has taken over the head coaching duties the last 3. And he's been able to find some success, and being a staple in Tulsa, it certainly helps with recruiting and trying to get the best talent possible there in Oklahoma. and he's been able to do really well with recruiting the Fernandez sisters and some young talent that have obviously been showing they are worthy of starting and leading in some of the statistics there for their team.
Coach Ryan mentioned to us before, the Fernandez sisters actually knew both of their parents well before, played men's league soccer with Fernandez's father, leading to that connection. And part of it was convincing them and making sure they knew that this was the right program for all three of them. And it's a crazy amount of chemistry to have. So we take a look at the replay here on that foul. It's going to set up for what could be an advantageous set piece for North Texas.
I like the pressure that Tulsa is putting on North Texas, but fouls this close to the box are just a little bit too dangerous.
Starrett into the box, looks up, takes a deflection, is knocked out of play off the head of Sheely, setting up for a goal kick. So that'll set up Tatum Sanders for a goal kick. Tatum Sanders has been so crucial for this Golden Hurricane side, and she's quite an incredible story.
Yeah, unfortunately for her, she suffered a major concussion where she missed all of spring. She missed the first 4 games of the season, was out for 8 months, but managed to come back, and she's been vital for their back.
Summer Brown's shot. That's wide of the net. That'll set up another goal kick.
There were times there with Tatum where they didn't know if she'd be back in goal for them, and unfortunately she was able to come back, but 8 months is a long time to be out, and it was really touch and go if she was going to be able to return. And so it's glad to see her. It's good to see her on the field, but they know that she's on very thin ice. Another hard hit, and it could very well be the end of her career.
She's been vital. Looking at another vital player for North Texas, Summer Brown into the box on her right foot, chooses otherwise. Leaves it for Wesco. Wesco, cross to the near post, off of Avery Barron and out of play. Rather, Jenna Sheely.
You can hear Coach Hedlund on the sideline saying, "Summer, shoot the ball." I think these girls are very close and they're friends, and sometimes you want to be a little selfless and set each other up and you want your friend to score, but there's sometimes you just have to be selfish and rip the shot. With Summer Brown in the box, she's definitely the girl you want ripping those shots off.
Roebuck gets her head to it. Flannery now on the near side. A quick Meg here on the near side. And a tackle in the midfield. That's going to set up another set piece in the middle of the field.
That was quite a hard hit there. Simmons, the freshman, going against Roebuck, the senior. And Roebuck is a player you do not see fall on the ground very easily. She's one of the toughest players that I've seen. And so Simmons stepping up big as a freshman, not shy of going against the tackles against seniors.
So now the goal-scoring goalkeeper, Maddie Ogden, looks to be set up to take this one from midfield. Can we see a repeat of her performance just a week ago?
With the leg that she has and the strength behind the ball, this very well easily could make it all the way to goal. It definitely is going to carry itself at least into the box for someone to get a deflection.
Ref blows the whistle. Ogden approaches towards the middle of the box and out of play, but a good effort.
A really good service there for Maddie, and she was able to find her teammates there on the back post, and they were able to get a little bit of a touch, just not a clean header to redirect the ball and get it more on frame.
Sheely off the turnover, feeds it forward for Summer. Summer using her pace to get around the defender, now cuts inside. Looks for options, makes another move, cuts to her left. And now has to reassess after the defensive effort from Tulsa.
I think I can hear it again. Summer, shoot the ball! Rather than take that extra touch, because she has to know she does not have a lot of time on her hands with defenders crashing on top of her.
Tulsa the other way, off the counter. Fernandez in the midfield. Leaves it for the overlap of Maddie Williams, but taken away by Flannery. And she feeds it forward, looking for Wesco. Wesco's got speed, she's got room. On her right foot, looks up, is taken down in the box. No call on the play, and we keep going. Flannery now. As the Vuvuzelas blow in descent, Flannery sends a cross into the box, looking for Summer. That takes a deflection. And finally, things looks like they can calm down after throwing on the near side.
You could clearly hear the frustration from the fans, and I was a little surprised to see it didn't get called as a foul, as Wesco just gets tripped there by Fernandez. Fernandez didn't even touch the ball. It was all contact on Wesco. So I think I might have to disagree with the ref on that one. That might have been a PK that North Texas just missed out on.
Certainly a potential game-changing moment in this one. But there certainly has been so much back and forth action in this one so far.
North Texas, I think, for the most part, has had possession, but Tulsa has really done a good job of not being too rattled at everything that the Mean Green is throwing their way. There's times where they find possession, and they've obviously capitalized on some of their opportunities now that we're at a tied ball game.
Frederick, off the quickly taken set piece, takes a rip on her left foot, but Ogden is there to make the snag.
A good shot there by Frederick to cut that ball back and set herself up for a better shot. Got it on frame, but again, Ogden's a goalkeeper. You're going to have to test her a little bit more than that to get it past her.
Flannery trying to win the race to that one, but great defensive play made by Ashlyn Fernandez, the younger sister of the two twin Fernandezes who have been so pivotal so far in this one.
Their leadership just shines on this team, and you can tell a lot of what they do and their success goes through the Fernandez sisters.
Another long-distance effort from Tulsa, but it takes a deflection. And now Sarah Payton Webb knocks this out of play. Rather, it's knocked off by Tulsa. That'll be a goal kick for Ogden.
You can hear the UNT coaches are not happy with how their defense is kind of sitting back. And I have to agree, you want to be able to put pressure on Tulsa because their game plan is to possess the ball. So when you put that pressure on them, they're not going to be able to get their heads up and connect those 1-2 passes to get an offense going. UNT needs to apply the pressure quickly.
Take a look at Coach Hedlund, a man who's seen so much success with this North Texas side. 16 conference titles, but now in the first year of this program in the AAC, looking to find more silverware. North Texas in possession. Turnover in the midfield. Tulsa's defensive pressing continuing to be an issue. Ashlyn Fernandez to Lily. Back to Ashlyn. Back to Lily. Pure Fernandez action. Finally breaks out of the back line. And there's space on this far side for Aguirre, but smart tackle there made. Shealy tracking back, trying to make the play, but Simmons is on the ball now. She gives it an effort, a long-distance shot, but it's saved by Ogden on the dive.
Well done by Tulsa, just keeping the possession, taking their time. Started from the back line. They eventually moved their way up forward so that Simmons could get that shot off. She sends Ogden diving in order to pat that one away. A good look there by Simmons. That very easily could have been a goal against any other goalkeeper other than Ogden.
Now that sets up the corner on the far side. Sent in the Ingswinger. Bodies rushing to the middle of the box. Takes a deflection and a bounce, and a foul called on Simmons for her effort.
Simmons clearly frustrated. I have to say, I am so impressed with the tenacity and physicality of Simmons. I remember a long time ago when I was a freshman playing college soccer, I can't say I was that strong and as tough as she was, or she is right now in this game.
Simmons, the freshman, named to the American Players to Watch list before the season even started. And that says a lot about just how talented of a freshman she could be. North Texas working here on the offensive side of the ball. Wesco trying to get around her defender, but Williams is there. Wesco again on it, the goal scorer for North Texas, and that'll force a corner for the Mean Green side.
A good job there by Wesco. Wasn't able to get the ball through, but a corner kick is just as good of an opportunity.
That'll be North Texas's first corner of this matchup. So take a look at the replay.
Wesco doing a good job. Gets that ball off, but unfortunately for Tulsa, it looks like it was a hard hit there for Williams as she's slow to get up. And I would probably take my time, too, if I had Wesco coming at me all game. Might be a good chance to pause and catch your breath for a second.
Starrett sends the outswinger to the near post, and it hits the top of the crossbar. So effectively nothing from that effort.
Yeah, unfortunately just wasn't able to draw that ball out a little bit wider so that one of her teammates could crash on the end of it. And so not much of a challenge for the Tulsa defense to defend.
We've seen back and forth play here in the middle of the field. Simmons trying to create, uses that physicality. Now Tokarczyk has it. Looking to get around Starrett. But Starrett makes the play. Now can the Mean Green counter? Flannery looks up, sees Wesco, but Williams is there.
A good look there by Tokarczyk. I like how the tenacity, she's trying to be aggressive with that one-on-one, but Starrett doing a good job of just keeping her eye on the ball and not diving in too quickly and defends the ball well.
You see Maddie Williams now will be stepping off the pitch.
Yeah, I think that ball that Wesco hit on the cross that she defended might have left her with a little bit of an injury, as she's been struggling since that play happened. And now she's going to be off here for a moment.
So she'll be actually replaced by the freshman Piper Safansky, number 12 here on the near side. Another one of these freshman standouts to keep your eye on. Coach Headland said if Piper just gets one goal, many more could start coming with the confidence built. Frederick taken away by Peyton Webb, but Frederick's not giving up. Circles around Webb. Cross. And played by Merritt, and now it's coming the other way. Finally a foul call on that far side as Summer Brown is knocked down. And we'll see a set piece for North Texas. So Ogden here will be on this set piece, as we see multiple North Texas subs getting ready. This is sent into the top of the box, down to Wesco, and a great slide tackle from Fernandez. Summer Brown now has it. She'll slow things down, sends it out wide, cross to the middle of the box. Sheely with an effort, and snagged by Sanders.
Sheely's been doing a good job. She's actually been at the end of a lot of these crosses, just unfortunately hasn't been able to get good enough contact with the ball on her headers to redirect and test Sanders there in her goal line.
Diaz Fernandez takes a deflection, knocked out of play on the near side. As we now will see a complete North Texas line change. 6 substitutions at once. And to be honest and fair, it might take a minute for me to keep track of all of them, but we will get you all the subs once we figure out everybody who it is.
That's the scary nightmare of UNT. The nightmare has just begun because the Golden Hurricane have had a relentless starting 11 that they've had to face, and now half of the team is wiped, and they have to face a new starting 11 that is just as strong. So Tulsa is not catching a break. This is not your typical second string coming in where there's going to be any drop at the level of play. UNT is going to keep it coming with these 6 new players stepping on the field.
So with 15 minutes remaining, as you mentioned, UNT bringing the stamina energy off the bench. You saw in the Rice matchup just only 2 weeks ago. Plenty of depth in that one as this UNT side scored 6 goals here at home. 5 different goal scorers in that one. It's now Alexis Miller trying to get to that ball for North Texas. She's a freshman here, scored her first career goal against Rice. Some other substitutions coming into the game for North Texas. Kat Burnell, the striker, as well as Megan Bruce, the winger, and Lily Cunningham in the defense, and Abby Major to play that 6th position for Rachel Roebuck. Throw in now on the far side. Simmons controls, gets around her defender, looks up, but Mia Merritt does a good job closing that one out. Mia Merritt getting the opportunity to start because Coach Hedlund mentioned just how fast she is in that back line. Simmons with an effort, takes a bounce, deflected out of play, and that'll set up a corner again for this Tulsa side. It'll be their 3rd of the evening. So Tokarczyk once again on the far side. She'll take this in-swinger towards the middle of the box. Off the head, off the crossbar, and out of play. But another beautiful effort off a set piece for Tulsa.
What a good service there, first off, by Tokarczyk with the left foot. It goes a little out wide, but Fernandez was right there with the powerful header. Off the crossbar it goes. Definitely a scary attempt there by Tulsa that makes the Mean Green kind of have to hold their breath there and hope that this ends up popping over the crossbar instead of back in the box.
North Texas trying to come the other way. Kat Burnell, the sophomore, fighting for possession, but it's knocked out of play for a throw-in on the near side. You talk about an even matchup so far. Wow, that's going to be a foul. Setting up a set piece. Too much pressure from Burnell. Even matchup on the fouls. Tulsa with 10 so far, North Texas with 8. Tulsa with 8 shots on the evening, North Texas with 6. All around.
Kat Burnell doing a good job just hunting it down, and Tulsa, that back line has got to be exhausted at this point, and you can tell she just lays it all, her whole body out on the line to try to get a clearance with Burnell coming down on her.
Bernard now. Feeds it forward, finds Sheely, takes a deflection off a defender, and snagged by Sanders. Sanders boots it long. Simmons fighting for possession, can't keep it. Sheely, the center attacking mid. Up to Burnell, back to Sheely, but turnover. Tulsa can come the other way. Stefanski has it, now she leaves it for Aguirre. Alexis Miller playing on that far side. A freshman that brings plenty of energy. As we've mentioned with the depth on this side, their big key is bringing energy, but Alexis Miller has been quite a spark plug off the bench for sure.
Yeah, as a young player, she's been showing that she's pretty confident playing at this level. Anytime I've watched her play, I've loved her physicality and her tenacity, as she is not afraid to go on those 1v1s, and she really is not afraid to also put a shoulder into people to make sure that she does win those 1v1 battles.
Tulsa the other way. Sarah Peyton Webb makes the play. Sheely looks up, has Miller, but decides otherwise. Tries to come to this near side for Bruce. Burnell now. Back to Bernard. Starrett on the overlap. She looks up. She's got space. Takes the opportunity, low cross into the box. It's defended by Tulsa, coming the other way now. Tulsa with 3 bodies forward. Have room for a counter, but that'll be a stoppage in play by the ref.
I think that foul right there played in the favor of Tulsa, because you saw Tulsa, they had the ball, wanted to go forward, but just did not have the numbers.
Piper now with a rip to the back of the net. Another goal from outside the box for this Tulsa side. Stefanski with her first of her career.
What a statement goal from a freshman. Way outside the box. Takes her time to get the right touch and sails it to the far left corner, just totally out of reach from Ogden. There really was nothing that you could do to stop that, as it was perfectly placed. What a first collegiate goal to finish and start your career off with.
Piper Stefanski. Coach Ryan said before this one, she just needs one to get her confidence. I think that's going to be certainly the perfect one.
That's what Coach Ryan had said, that he mentioned Simmons has been a power freshman, but so has Stefanski. She just needed more time getting acclimated to the game, and like you said, just needed that one goal. And so this is just the beginning, I think, for a successful career there in Tulsa.
Now Tulsa in control of possession. UNT looking to respond. And what has to be the mentality if you're the Mean Green? Peyton Webb makes the play. It's knocked out of play, but that will be another corner for Tulsa. Their fourth.
Yeah, their 4th corner kick of the game, and this really has been the most ideal first half that Tulsa could have asked for. And I think they've only made 2 substitutions, so they have been relying on a minimum number of people in order to pull off this success. And right now with a 2-1 lead, Coach Hedlund said that anytime it's a conference game, he expects it to be a tough matchup, and Tulsa right now is living up to that.
So Tokarczyk once again. In swinger. Ogden approaches. She's able to punch it out, but it's still a dangerous opportunity until the play is made by North Texas. Now on the counter. Looking up for Burnell, but that pass is well wide.
I think that was a good look there by Merritt, trying to find Burnell on the line, but unfortunately there just looked to be a little bit of a confusion. Burnell was not looking like she was going to make that run, and Merritt tried to force it anyway.
North Texas trying to get back into this one to tie this game up. Starrett cross, top of the box. Strong play made by the Golden Hurricane. Slide tackle in midfield, and that's going to be a stoppage of play and a foul call on Abby Major.
A tough tackle there by Fernandez, and that's definitely a player that the Golden Hurricane cannot do without, as she is a leader there in the center. Not only defensively, but offensively, a lot gets created. And this very easily could have been a yellow card. as North Texas goes in, doesn't even get any contact on the ball. It's just completely body there on Fernandez.
Kayla Fernandez, the goal scorer for Tulsa to start this game in the 6th minute. As Browse sends this one in looking for Miller. She hops towards it, but can't get it towards net, and that'll be a goal kick.
A really good service there by Browse. And Miller, she's not one of the taller people on the field, so for her to be able to get up and get ahead on that anyway is quite impressive.
So only 5 minutes remaining in this first half, which has been action-packed, to say the least.
I think UNT expected a tough game, but to potentially be down going into halftime, I do not think is what they were expecting. I can't even argue after talking to Coach Ryan if he was expecting that. He knew that this was going to be one of their toughest games of the year. And so he has to be ecstatic about how his team's performing and how this first half has gone so far in their favor.
So we can get the game back started up. Off the throw-in, knocked out of play. Aguirre with the throw-in on the far side. Simmons feeds the middle of the box. Starrett makes the play.
Good job by Starrett stepping through and clearing that ball, because Sim Smith for Tulsa was right there ready to get to the end of that had Starrett not got the clearance off.
Fernandez now chips it wide of the net, and Ogden can slow things down if she'd like.
I think Fernandez is doing what she needs to be doing, taking those chances of getting those shots off outside the box. Unfortunately, with that one, she just was not balanced enough in order to get a good strike on the ball.
Tulsa coming the other way now. Simmons, who's played every minute of this game so far, holds it up, leaves it for Turner. Takes a few bounces, and Ogden approaches.
Simmons is going to be a player who more than likely is going to play all 90 minutes. Maybe she'll get a little bit of a breather in the second half, but she is just one of those players who is vital to their attack, and a lot of the offense goes through Simmons.
Starrett cutting back onto her left foot, now back to her right. Browse pushing around her defender, low cross in the box. Burnell with an effort, but Sanders makes the play.
A nice, cheeky, tricky redirection there from Burnell. It's a good service there by Browse, keeping it low. Burnell just flicks it off, but it's going to take a little bit more than that to get by Sanders.
Tulsa the other way. Quinn Turner, the junior, recently subbed in. She sends a low cross into the box, but a diving effort for the North Texas defense, and a foul call.
The Golden Hurricane have been testing the back line of the Mean Green. Honestly, it looks like the Mean Green defense is a little unsettled. They're just flying their bodies across, not really getting the good clearances. They look a little rattled right now by Tulsa.
Ogden again. Only 2 remaining minutes in this first half. North Texas trying to end the half on a good note. Through ball for Browse, knocked out of play. Starrett gonna look for options. Burnell holds it up. Back on the overlap is Starrett. She can send a cross in. She does. Far post, off Alexis Miller's head, and just over the crossbar.
A really good look there by UNT. Burnell with the 1-2 finds Starrett, who sends this one sailing to the back post. And Miller, I'm just impressed that she's getting at the end of these crosses, considering her stature. Really, for the Tulsa back line, they should not be letting someone like Miller be the one to win those 50-50 balls in the box there.
But that has to speak to Alexis Miller's work rate, the effort she's putting in for this Mean Green.
And that's what I said about her when she subbed on. I've always enjoyed watching just how physical she is and unafraid she is to get a shoulder in there and try to fight for those 1v1 battles.
Simmons holds possession on that far corner. She gets around her defender, low cross into the box. Finally knocked out of play.
With Tulsa, I think right now, halftime is coming at a good time. You can see a little bit of their body language. They're a little more tired, more fatigued, and a well-deserved break there for Tulsa with how they've been competing and battling within this first half already.
Just like that, we'll approach the final seconds of this action-packed first half. Tulsa leading 2-1, but plenty more to come in this second half as that'll end the first. As we like that, that'll get us set up for the action here in the second half, and it should, if it's anything like the first half, should be action-packed. As Tulsa gets it started, North Texas pressing early, putting the pressure on. But Tulsa able to contain that pressure and try and create an attack to start this one off. Ball sent long. And takes a tackle out of play. It'll be a throw-in on the far side. So as Coach Ryan mentioned, there was a lot that went well for this Tulsa side. What do you think the mentality is for these Golden Hurricanes right now?
Right now, they just have that relentlessness to them, and they have that fighting spirit. And even from the younger players, like he said, just it's been so impressive to see it collectively come from their entire team. And he said UNT is a very scary team, but I have to argue the Golden Hurricane have had their scary moments as well to frighten the Mean Green.
We listened to Coach Hedlund before halftime. You mentioned potential changes in the back line. So we see Abby Major coming in. Looks like we could potentially have 3 in the back for this North Texas side. So what kind of tactical adjustment is that?
For UNT, they're just going to try to throw some numbers forward. They know that their strength is in their offense when it comes to their speed and their experience. So for UNT, they're just going to be flying the ball forward and try to get their offensive attack at the end of it.
Take a look at Bailey Wesco there. She was taken down. She's the goal scorer for North Texas. She scored in the 11th minute of this matchup on a beautiful finish. Could be an important option on this set piece as Starrett approaches. Sent into the box. Over some heads, takes a deflection off of Roebuck's head and hits the crossbar.
Starrett with the beautiful ball just sails this into the box and really makes Sanders have to come off of her line. Roebuck there, good with the challenge. The header just unfortunately a little bit too high as it goes over the crossbar. But certainly a good look for UNT, and that's what they have to try to keep going to get this game tied back up.
Starrett, cross to the top of the box. Fernandez is there. Avery Barron, TCU transfer, keeps control. Pass now into the middle of the box. Advantage was played, but now that UNT loses possession, that'll be another set piece for the Mean Green early on.
I like I said, the fight, the tenacity of Tulsa. But they have to be careful about where they decide to go in harder than usual on tackles and where they're committing fouls, because while this is pretty far out, this is definitely a dangerous opportunity here for UNT.
Starrett, middle of the box, off a Golden Hurricane defender, takes a bounce, out of play. And that will set up a corner kick for the Mean Green. Starrett, the corner kick taker for the Mean Green. Will be their second of the match. Starrett looking for the outswinger. Approaches, Middle of the box. Wesco jumps at it. Takes a bounce. Fight for possession on the near side. Finally, Roebuck is there. She looks to cross. It takes a bounce, and that'll be a throw-in for North Texas.
So far for North Texas in these first 4 or 5 minutes have come out with a lot of good energy. And this is exactly what it looked like in the first half as well, and Tulsa was able to take it.
Mia Merritt, long throw into Wesco. Takes a bounce. Finally, Tulsa looks up, but the ref's going to call what appears to be a handball in the box, so that'll be a simple set piece now for Tulsa. Tatum Sanders will take this one and get things started. Tulsa looking to pull off the upset here in Denton, Texas, against the Mean Green, who have not lost at home this season. So far leading 2-1, and the signs are bright, but the Mean Green trying to exert their dominance and get back into this one.
Yeah, it's an unusual position. UNT certainly not used to being in. But like Coach Hedlund said at halftime, good teams figure out how to win, and that's just what they have to do.
Starrett cuts inside, feeds it long. But too much for Sheely to catch up to. So Tatum can get things started. Starrett continuing to press, now playing much more of a right wing-back position in this new formation. Wesco looks up, tries to create room, cutting into her right, takes another shot off the keeper. Sanders makes the save. Wesco off the rebound, and that's her second of the evening. Bailey Wesco puts the team on her back, and we've got a tie game in Denton.
Bailey Wesco came up huge in the first half to tie it, and here she comes in the second half to tie it again. We heard the coaches all first half saying, Wesco, shoot it! And that's exactly what she did. She was not going to pass this one off. She was going to be relentless in her attack. First shot didn't work, so she takes another crack at it, and eventually it makes its way to the back of the net to get UNT back in this game 2-2.
Bailey Wesco, the Oklahoma transfer, with her second of the evening, her 7th of the season. And she has been such a vital part of this offensive attack for North Texas, averaging 3 goals a game so far this season. Tonight, truly a masterful effort. And just like that, this game is anyone's for the taking.
Right now, Bailey Wesco making an argument she should be the player of the match. She has been keeping North Texas in this game. Every time they're down, Bailey Wesco is there to respond.
Wesco as well, normally playing on the wing, but the last few games has been playing that striker position. Certainly it is paying off for John Hedlund's side. This gets knocked out of play. Be a throw-in for North Texas. Certainly, Mean Green will be looking to Wesco to potentially, she's on hat-trick watch early in the second half. And that'll be a set piece now for Tulsa. Sent into the middle of the box. Off the head of Sheely. Abby Major clears it out up to Wesco, but that's too high. Kayla Fernandez now. Working in the midfield. Fields it up for Diaz. Diaz on her right. Takes a long rip. Ogden with the diving save.
What a look there by the freshman Diaz. Able to set herself up to crank out the shot and really test Ogden, who has to make the diving catch, because this very easily could have sailed there to the left side of the net and give Tulsa another lead.
And that has to be at least the 6th shot of the evening for Tulsa, taken from outside of the box, but on target. Golden Hurricane not afraid here with their 5th corner of the match in swinger. Middle of the box, Wesco gets her head to it and knocks it clear. Flannery trying to counter, chips it around one defender. Still feeding it forward in a race with Aguirre. Pushed on her side, but she keeps control and she's knocked down. But the call will be on Flannery.
Ooh, that's a tough call. I don't know. I don't know if I would have called that a foul. I know Flannery is being tough, but there's nothing that I'm seeing here that's overly aggressive that warrants the foul. It looks like they're just going shoulder to shoulder, a completely clean tackle. And if anything, it's Flannery who gets her foot dragged out from underneath her. Another controversial call. I'm sure Coach Hedlund is not going to be pleased looking over as he reviews the tape.
As we remember earlier in the first half, there was a potential penalty that went uncalled. Coach Hedlund was not exactly satisfied at halftime. Certainly things have gotten intense between these two as we take another look at the replay.
At the college level, you expect a physical game, so shoulder to shoulder is clean for me.
Frederick on her left foot tries to beat Ogden on the near post, but just wide.
Frederick was another one of those players Coach Hedlund said they would have to keep an eye on because of how good she is on the dribble, and she shows it right here as she takes the defender on 1v1, goes one way, cuts it back the other way, gets the shot off, but unfortunately for Tulsa, it's just a little bit too far to the near post and goes out.
But it has been back and forth. I don't know how many times I can say that, but the action continues now. Flannery trying to get past Fernandez, and that'll be another foul call on Flannery. She makes the effort for the play.
The crowd is not happy about that one, but this one I might have to agree with the referee. It looks like Flannery accidentally clips her heels and sends Fernandez to the ground. So that one there I would agree was a foul, but I do love the pressure that we're seeing from Flannery. That's exactly what you want to see out of your forwards. When they lose the ball, they're willing to defend it and fight to get it back. So for Flannery, I'd love for her to see her keep that fight up as they go throughout this second half.
Aguirre. Now to Kayla Fernandez. Up to Diaz, the freshman. Simmons, the freshman. Trying to create an attack in the possession. Frederick now. Megs Merritt. Cross. Far post. Off the foot of Diaz and out of play.
A really dangerous ball there for Tulsa. Frederick does a good job to get her head up and send it sailing to the back post where Safransky found herself on the end of that. It looked like a Starrett there on the backside misread that ball as she tried to head it out and fell into Safransky's feet, just for Tulsa not able to finish.
Summer Brown now on the counter, trying to cut inside, but a great defensive play there from Ashlyn Fernandez.
That goes to show just how dangerous North Texas is. Seconds ago, Tulsa had an opportunity. Seconds later, Tulsa's already back on the other side with a threat of their own.
Starrett to Summer Brown, playing on this right wing. Eventually it's knocked out for another throw-in for North Texas. 12 total shots on goal in this matchup, 6 for each side. Both trying to add to the score sheet. Sheely, top of the box, but there'll be a foul call from Wesco's physicality in the box. Can hear the frustration from Coach Hedlund. 12 fouls on North Texas on the evening. Sheely knocked down in the midfield. Another foul call as the numbers rack up.
And as you'd expect in any college game, especially when it's conference, especially when you're tied 2-2, the physicality, the pushing, the shoving, that's going to continue throughout this second half as these teams are fighting to improve their conference records and try to walk away with 3 points tonight.
Ogden from midfield, always a threat. To the middle of the box, off a Hurricane defender, and eventually that shot from Sterrett above the net.
Anytime you see Ogden on top of the ball, you know it's a chance for UNT to score. A beautiful ball into the box that deflects out. Sterrett was at the end of that, but unfortunately ended up sending this too far high. Wasn't able to keep her body over the ball to get a clean strike and keep it low on frame.
In case anyone has forgotten, which I highly doubt, Maddie Ogden, a goal and an assist in her last 2 matches, including a viral free kick from midfield against UTSA at the end of the first half. Last match, so always a threat. Now a set piece for Tulsa in the midfield. Takes a deflection, Sterrett hustling to it. She clears it up to Summer Brown. Summer Brown now on her left foot, trying to use her speed. And eventually a foul is called. And that'll be a set piece in the favor of UNT.
It looks like our first yellow card of the game is coming out. Referee probably just trying to get a hold of this game, not allow it to get too physical and out of control.
Ogden again will be on this long set piece. Sends it. Top of the box. Sheely. And Roebuck with an effort over the net.
North Texas is getting to the end of these long balls from Ogden. Just unfortunately, their shots, they've been going way too high. It might be a better idea for the Mean Green to try to get the ball down and make sure they're in a better position to get clean shots off rather than trying to do the one-touch shots, because so far it hasn't been working.
Tulsa the other way. Frederick for Simmons. Cuts to her right. Takes a shot from distance over the crossbar. But once again, Tulsa not afraid from outside the box.
I think UNT might need to learn something from the freshmen because just as I mentioned, UNT, they haven't been taking the touches to really set themselves up for a good shot. And we saw Simmons there take a couple touches to make sure that she was in a good position to get a clean shot. And it really was a good look. Even though it did go over the crossbar, it didn't really test Ogden. A good look there by the freshman.
Barron in the midfield. Leaves it for Abby Major. The second half sub. Sterrett, the wingback. Looks up, cross, middle of the box. Sim Smith is there. Frederick now gets around Mia Merritt. She's got space. She's got the pass in front of her in Diaz. Diaz on her right. And a beautiful slide tackle from Roebuck.
I have to admire the ambition of the freshman Diaz to try to take Roebuck on 1v1. But I have to admit, Roebuck is a senior I would not want to be going against because of how strong and physical of a player she is.
Throw in now to Simmons, the freshman. Again facing Roebuck. Looking up. Cross. But no one is there. Tough turnover there. Tokarczyk with a great play. Gets around her defender. Her cross into the top of the box. Looking for Frederick. Mia Merritt using her pace. Gets to that one. Mean Green now the other way. Turnover in the midfield. Fernandez. Her shot takes a bounce off Shortner. And grabbed by Ogden. Summer Brown. North Texas leading goal scorer now to Wesco. She's got 2, looking for her third. Takes a rough bounce and a crazy effort. Outside the foot, but just wide of the net.
The message was clear. We could hear it in the first half that they wanted Wesco to take shots. And I think she got that message loud and clear at halftime in the locker room, because so far in this second half, she has not been afraid to take on the Tulsa back line, and she's not passing the ball off anymore. She is just trying to get any shot that she can, and that's exactly what you want out of your forwards. You want them hungry, taking shots to get goals.
Fantastic effort from her. We're still tied up 2-2. Just nearly 26 minutes remaining in this tough AAC showdown in Denton, Texas.
Anyone who looked at the records and thought, oh, this is going to be an easy game for North Texas. Well, this has been quite an exciting matchup to be able to watch and comment on, and certainly given fans a lot to enjoy in a heated conference matchup.
Certainly Tulsa took time to figure things out this season with that freshman core, but now a 6-game unbeaten, looking for their 7th.
It's been such an impressive turnaround by Tulsa. Not a great start to the year, and Coach Ryan, he was very frustrated, but to have as young a team as they have respond the way that they have has been incredible, and they've really made it enjoyable to watch.
Ogden. Errant pass, but a great recovery play coming from Avery Barron. Now Mia Merritt looks up. Kayla Fernandez again. She has room and some time. She finds Quinn Turner. Quinn Turner turns on her defender, but Schwertner eventually makes the play. Now on the counter, Flannery looks up, feeds long for Summer Brown, but that pass can't connect thanks to the defensive effort from Aguirre.
I know that for North Texas, they always like to send that long ball because they have the speed and the strength of Wesco and Summer Brown able to run out the end of it, but they may want to start taking some notes from Tulsa and connect those passes. For the Mean Green, I'd like to see them really have more of an intentional pass and long ball to their forwards so that they actually can hit their targets.
Frederick, cross to the middle of the box, and a great recovery play by Mia Bernard. So we see some more changes coming for Tulsa. Williams enters the game.
It's good to see Williams come back. She was the defender who took a hard hit when Wesco tried to cross the ball. She ended up stepping out. Now it's good to see her back in the lineup, so obviously she's feeling healthy and ready to go. And I think it's going to take a lot to keep any player off the field when it's this competitive of a matchup, especially with conference play and records on the line.
Maddie Williams, also a local here from Allen, Texas, played for the FC Dallas DA and ECNL program, so a bit of a homecoming. So certainly would expect she'd want to perform here.
Coach Headland said that was another reason why this game was going to be so competitive and have a lot of emotions behind it, because obviously for North Texas, a lot of the players on the team, they're local girls, so their parents and friends and family are here. But there's also quite a bit of North Texas talent on the Tulsa side as well. And so when you look at the sidelines here and the fans, it's a loud game, it's a rowdy game with a lot of emotion because there are a lot of local ties on both sides of the rosters here playing in tonight's game.
Quinn Turner now. Her pass eventually finds Fernandez. Now Piper. Back out to Turner. As things slow down. Tulsa resets with the back line. Lily Fernandez on it.
The defense for North Texas looks a lot more organized so far in this second half, and they did make some changes with some players in the back line there. So far, I've been keeping good pressure on Tulsa, forcing them to pass that ball back.
Sheely in possession. As things slowed down a bit here for both these sides. Halfway through the second half. Ogden sends it long. And you have to start to wonder if fatigue might play effect in this game.
For Tulsa, it just has to be. I know they're probably very well conditioned, and it shows because they're playing well, but they just don't have the depth that North Texas has.
Sheely's cross into the box, off of the side of Wesco. Roebuck now, as that just goes wide. Rather, that was Devin Flannery with her effort.
You can hear coaches on the sideline telling Flannery to take a touch before she tries to take the shot, and I have to agree. It was great that Flannery was there. She was aggressive in her attack, but she just tried to rush the shot off too quickly, and it wasn't as clean of a strike as it needed to be.
Frederick hiding for possession. Mia Merritt, the pacey center back, knocks it out. Aguirre now on the throw-in. Tulsa sending bodies forward to try and create an attack here. Aguirre once again to Simmons. She holds up play. Frederick. Trying to create anything they can now is Fernandez. Turner. Back to Piper. And that pass. Just too much power on it.
She had the right idea to try to find Simmons out wide. Just unfortunately, the pass got a little bit too far ahead of her. And as you mentioned for Tulsa, they might be feeling a little more tired considering they don't have the depth that North Texas has, but they're also used to trying to win games with maybe 13 people in total that they rotate between. And so it's nothing new for these girls to play the minutes that they are. And that's why it's so important that they keep possession of the ball, try to slow down their attack sometimes to try to catch their breath and just keep the ball away from North Texas.
Another sub made for North Texas as Kat Burnell re-enters the game. She substitutes for Devin Flannery. And Simmons tries to get around Merritt and can't. With Burnell coming into the game, she'll be playing more of a 9, moving Bailey Wesco, the brace scorer, out to the wing.
And they really need Kat Burnell to tune into what she's best at and be dangerous in that attack. She's been a little quiet this game, a little quiet the last few games, and so getting a goal here tonight would be huge for her.
Ogden to the midfield. Fight for possession again. Bernard is the one fighting for it. And eventually she takes the contact, and that'll be a set piece for Mean Green.
Per usual, it's a physical game. Not sure if there was really much contact on that one, but for North Texas, they'll take it.
Tulsa with 10 fouls on the evening. Schwertner to the middle of the box. Again, the Hurricaner there. But a great effort from Summer Brown to keep possession.
You love to see a forward who is willing to track back and win balls back again.
Cross into the box, takes a bounce. Burnell tries to leave it for Brown, but a bit of a miscommunication. Frederick now on the counter. Simmons, Aguirre. She looks up, but looks like the Mean Green have gotten back defensively. but there's room for Frederick on this near side. Frederick cuts back to her right. Low shot, and Ogden makes the play.
Good job by Tulsa on that counter to connect a few passes, but quickly make their way back upfield. And for Frederick, good footwork there to try to shake off Schwartner, and she does get that space that she needs to get the shot off. But Maddie Ogden was there to make the save.
Wesco feeds the overlap. The pass back to Burnell, though, is intercepted.
Right idea, though, by Shealy to try to find Burnell, because Burnell was open there, top of the box. Tulsa just able to read it and get the clearance.
Long cross looking for Summer Brown, but just too long. Tatum Sanders will look to reset things as we approach the final 15 of this game. As a reminder, it's 2-2. Thanks largely because of the efforts from Bailey Wesco, as well as Kayla Fernandez and Piper Safransky, who scored her first career goal in the first half.
Scoring your first college goal is always a memorable experience, but that goal was beautiful, and it will certainly be one that she replays in her mind the years to come.
Turner with the spin move. Her pass just too powerful for Safransky. Mia Merritt now using her pace. The center back pushing forward. Kat Burnell on the near side. Gets around her defender in Fernandez. Low cross into the box. Well played. North Texas maintaining possession now. Bringing bodies forward, looking for the winner. Can they find it? Major, cross into the box. Again, the Golden Hurricane are there. Wesco, the long effort, and that's over the crossbar.
I really like the way that the Mean Green are attacking right now. They go on one flank. If it doesn't work out, they switch the attack, go to the other side of the field, try to attack from that side. They're doing a good job connecting passes, and they're certainly wearing out Tulsa by making them chase around when they do switch the point of attack, which is exactly what you want to do with a team where you know they're not going to sub. So make them run, wear them out, so that eventually you can get a goal and try to get a 3-2 lead in this game.
North Texas again in possession. Abby Major sends it long. That high cross is deflected. Shealy, Burnell gets around her defender, uses her speed, but knocked out of play.
Seeing a lot more grit and fight from Burnell in this second half, which is good to see and exactly what North Texas needs. They need a player like her on fire and looking like she's really wanting to be out there.
Wesco dummies it, leaves it for Shealy, but never connects. Tulsa now the other way. The action is back and forth. Neither team giving up on this one. We've seen no parked bus, no hunkering down. Both sides want to win this one. Long pass forward, looking for Jaden Shee, but that's out of play.
And those long balls are not really part of their game plan for Tulsa. They talked about wanting to keep possession going against a team like North Texas by keeping the ball on the ground, connecting passes, just gradually working their way up the field. And it's been successful for Tulsa when they do that. And when they do that, they're able to slow down the play, catch their breath, and more importantly, keep the ball away from North Texas.
Long ball forward for Burnell, but Williams is there, the Allen native. Eventually, Tulsa knocks it out of play. The Mean Green looking to clinch their 29th consecutive year of a winning season tonight.
Tulsa is definitely challenging that, looking to make a stop to that. Not making it easy to win, and winning at this level is never easy. And although it's looked easy winning at home for North Texas, they are being challenged on being able to do that.
We hear multiple whistles from the ref, finally allowing the throw in. Simmons, as it's crossed forward, Ogden races out for it, makes the play, and then drops it on the outside of the box to ensure she doesn't hold on to it outside of it.
That was a moment that had North Texas holding their breath. Maddie Ogden making a good choice of coming out, but she was really close. Ooh, to the outside line of the box. Maddie did a good job letting go of the ball as her foot stepped over that line and then re-catching it when she walked back into the box. A very close call there for Maddie Ogden.
So, towing the line from Ogden, and now North Texas comes the other way. Roebuck to Burnell. Burnell again using her speed here on the wing. 180 turn. Can't get past her defender. Long cross. Takes a high bounce. Both Summer Brown and Wesco go for it. Now Tulsa has it in possession, looking to come the other way to Karchik. Feeds it long.
Right now it does kind of look like that Tulsa is a little tired, not connecting as many passes as they did earlier in this game. And for Turner, when she sent that long ball, she really didn't have many numbers up top to try to pass it to. And so that's what left her just kicking it long. But unfortunately, when you do that, it just goes right to North Texas, and they regain the possession again to come right back at you.
Roebuck in possession. Now Wesco on her right foot. Strong defensive play made from Safransky, but North Texas still has it. Cross into the box. And Tatum Sanders finally able to grab it.
Well done for North Texas, trying to test Sanders even from far out. And for Sanders, it was a little scary there for a moment as she let the ball bounce. It's a dangerous thing to do, is let the ball bounce in your box. But she was able to recover and keep this game under control, tied 2-2.
Only 8 minutes remaining. So you hear the vuvuzelas in this crowd. The energy has been here all night for this Thursday night AAC Bash in Denton, Texas. Lily Fernandez, the veteran senior leader, sends it wide for Turner. Turner flicks it forward off her head, but cleared out by Schwertner, and now cleared out completely.
Not a bad look there for Fernandez to find Turner. And Turner with a good idea to head that back across the box for Simmons. Just unable to get the header to Simmons' feet and create somewhat of an offensive chance for them.
UNT now, after that ball goes out of play, will take out Capernell, bring in Maddie Starrett. For Tulsa, Kayla Fernandez coming in, replacing the freshman and goal scorer Piper Safransky. It's
been an unusual second half for North Texas, and the fact that they haven't made that many substitutions as that we typically see from North Texas. Really trying to get it done with a selective 11.
Another set piece now. Tulsa's 13th foul of the night. North Texas themselves with 14. And guess who's over the ball? Goalkeeper Maddie Ogden. Sends it long. Middle of the box, just over the effort from Wesco. And cleared out.
That really was the most ideal service you could have asked for from Ogden, but it was just Tulsa who was able to get there first.
Major forward for Brown. Finally, Sheely's got some time in possession. Starrett. A long cross into the hands of Sanders.
Starrett's always, even though a defender, a part of the attack. Always looking to get those crosses into the box, which is exactly what you'd want. But for that service, it was just a little bit too direct and out of reach for one of her teammates to get to the end of.
Schwertner to the feet of Summer Brown, but she can't control it. The North Texas leading goal scorer. Can she be the savior for the Mean Green? Schwertner again. To Aguirre. Using her speed. Tulsa connecting 1-2s. Frederick on this near side. Tries to get around Schwertner. Low cross into the box. And a great defensive play by the Mean Green to clear it out.
Frederick doing what she does and exactly what Coach Headland was worried about, showing off her speed as she was able to beat Schwertner there on the outside, and it's a beautiful pass across the box. She keeps it low, drives it back for Simmons to be at the end of, but for Simmons it just unfortunately was not able to make the contact that she needed to get the shot off. A good opportunity there for Tulsa and a dangerous attack.
Tokarczyk now, top of the box, marked by Barron. Now for Frederick, cuts onto her left, she loses footing. But a Tulsa throw in for Aguirre.
You have to give it up for Tulsa. They don't have the depth. And sometimes it looks like the game starts to get a little bit out of their hands, but they just continue to fight through, and they do not give up. They are not a team that is easily swayed no matter how the momentum seems to be shifting in this game. They just continue to go at North Texas and try to create any chances they can.
6 straight unbeaten for this Tulsa side, looking to make it 7 in what Coach Ryan said might be one of their biggest challenges of the season. Going on the road in Denton to the Mean Green. And they've got a chance to add in this game, potentially get a winner on this corner.
You can see based off how they're playing today why they are on that 6-game unbeaten streak. They really are starting to hit their stride and get the chemistry they need to be competitors in this conference.
Tokarczyk, the in-swinger, near post. Roebuck is there. Back out to Tokarczyk. Another cross. Summer Brown is there. And that'll lead to a goal kick.
Not a great service there for Tokarczyk. And those are the moments that you really have to capitalize. You're tied 2-2, less than 3 minutes left in this game. Those are the mental parts of the game that you have to really start plugging into and try to not make those type of mistakes and capitalize on the moments that you do have to get good services, get good offensive chances to try to get a goal that pulls away with a win.
Mia Merritt on the throw-in. Gets to Sheely. She flicks it forward, but no one's there. Tulsa with possession on the far side. Sterrett clears it out. Both these sides have been so impressive this evening. Only 2 minutes remain, both trying to find the winner.
It's really been an exciting game to watch. Every goal has been phenomenal. It's been back and forth. Exactly what you'd want and expect to see out of a conference matchup.
Frederick the other way. Defensive play by Schwertner, but that'll be another throw-in. Now Tulsa will make a late sub here. Taking out Jaden Chi. Bringing in Diaz to add to the attack, the freshman. Simmons, the freshman, who hasn't missed a minute this evening. Crossing into the box, just over the head of her Tulsa teammate.
What a look and a cross there by Simmons. The freshman showing no signs that she's tired. Dangerous in her attack, whips this around across the box, and Diaz was right there, just inches away from being able to get the redirection. But what a good look for Tulsa that very easily could have given them a 3-2 lead.
North Texas the other way as the clock dwindles down. Can they find the winner? Pass forward, looking for Wesco. Long effort. Sanders corrals it. Tulsa the other way. But Roebuck controls it. She takes it back to Ogden. She's fouled with 15 seconds remaining. How quickly can North Texas take this set piece? Ogden, as the ref blows the whistle, stops the clock.
Roebuck got lucky there that the referee ended up stopping the clock. I don't know if Roebuck even realized how much time was left in this game with just seconds, but thankfully they get to catch their breath, and this looks similar to the UTSA moment with Ogden on the ball with just seconds left.
Sends it towards the top of the box. 5 seconds remaining. Can someone get an effort on net? It's chipped forward, off ahead, and just like that,